Welcome. We will begin shortly. Hi, I'm Rashauna Levin with Keller Williams Realty. Today's webinar is on how to renovate any home with renovation financing when buying a home. Today's agenda, I'll talk a little bit about me, talk about housing inventory, why should you consider a renovation loan, and different renovation loan options to use when buying a home. So I am currently with Keller Williams Realty. I have been licensed for over 15 years. I currently serve the Northern Virginia, Maryland, and DC market. I'm also a military relocation professional and a notary public in Virginia. So let's get started. So the challenge about housing inventory. The challenge is that homes are at least on average 40 years old, which means they were built, in 1960, which means they're outdated. They're they have functional obsolescence, which means those are homes that have 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bath. Of course, there's not enough bathrooms in that, so a lot of people don't want to purchase them, so it's not enough space. It's not functional in today's world. And in the current market, because housing inventory is so low, the great homes or the homes that have all the bells and whistles, there's more competition on that. So that's a challenge also. And with demand being high, that drives the prices up. So higher sales prices, which basically leaves inventory that's on the market that nobody really wants to consider because maybe it's inhabitable, it's not functional, it's not what you want. You would love it if it was renovated, so to speak. So solutions to these challenges. With a renovation loan, you can make it your own. You can make it like new with updates, finishes, flooring, and there's less competition because those are the homes nobody's really going after right now. So you have more options. So why should you consider a renovation loan? You can buy the home you want at a lower cost and fix it up with the difference and have the same payment that you would have. You could fix and improve it the way you want. There's no need to refinance at a later time. You will have more options because of inventory in your area, possibly. You can close now. You can close now and renovate now. So you close on the home and then you renovate it, and it's like new. It's like you have a new home. You can possibly add your monthly payments into the loan, possibly depending on your loan scenario and the things that scope of work of your particular project. So the first program that I want to talk about is what's called the FHA 203K. Now, if you're getting a regular FHA loan, it is called a 203B, just for educational purposes only. And with an FHA loan, all of their loans require a 3.5% down payment. So with a renovation loan, that is all that is required, is 3.5% down, which is perfect. The home must be a primary residence. So there are 2 different types of programs. So the first that I'm going to talk about is the limited. So you can't make any structural changes. So it's like, oh, I want to knock down that wall in between the kitchen and the living room. No, can't do that. But you can do some other things. But the limitation is the project cannot be any more than $35,000. There's no minimum amount that you have to do, but it can't exceed that amount. It can be for a condo that is approved by FHA. It can be a townhome or a single family. You don't have to have an FHA consultant. All the work has to be done by a general contractor, and up to 110% of the appraised value can be borrowed. And there must be a contingency reserve, which covers for unknown items, just in case something happens. If you need money, you have to put some money aside just in case something happens. And the second program is called a full renovation loan with FHA 203K. So structural items are allowed. So if you want to knock out that wall, as long as it can be done, you can do that. You can do structural changes The maximum loan amount is going to be based on the county that you're purchasing and your ability to repay. You can do this for a condo, townhome, or single family. You have to have a consultant for this project because it's a structural item, so you actually have to have guidance. So that's important to know that. And you also have to have a contingency reserve, and you get up to 110% of the appraised value that can be borrowed. So what is allowed? So for limited, you can paint the house, you can fix the flooring, you can update the electrical, update the plumbing, you can do windows, doors, siding, roof, gutters, HVAC, new water heater, install new installation, treat mold, treat lead-based paint, add appliances, add a deck, add patio, add a porch. You can do basement remodeling as long as it's not a structural item. And for the full, you could do all that I mentioned above. If there was a septic there, you could fix that. You could add that. You could fix a weld. You could do mold remediation, and you can do structural modifications. So the next program is called the Fannie Mae HomeStyle. So there are several different options. So for a primary residence, you only need 3% down. For a second home, if you have a second home that you would like to upgrade, that is only 10% down payment for that. And for investors, it's only 15% down. So think of this. So their sales price plus renovations equals the loan amount. So if you purchase a home, just for easy math, $100,000, and the renovations needed were, let's say, $50,000. So the new loan amount is going to be $150,000. So if you're purchasing as your primary residence, you only have to pay 3% of $150,000 for your down payment. And the appraised value is going to be based on the renovations. So basically what it will be in the future. You can replace the flooring, you can do roofs, you can do foundations, and more. And you have to have a contingency reserve with this as well. So the next program is the Fannie Mae Choice Renovation. So 5% down payment. It can be for your primary residence, it can be a secondary home, or an investor. So the maximum amount that they will allow is 75% of the cost of the home. So say, for instance, for easy math, another $100,000, and the maximum they will allow you to do is $75,000 in that case. So then your purchase price, no, not your purchase price. Your purchase price is $100,000. The maximum they'll let you do is 75% of what that amount is. So that would be $75,000. So the total loan amount will be $175,000. But with this program, you cannot do any structural work. So be mindful of that. So no knocking down walls or anything. And you must have a contingency reserve. Allowable renovation items: flooring, electrical, plumbing, windows, siding, gutters, HVAC system, water heater installation. You can treat mold, lead-based paint, and all items must be able to improve the home's value. So VA, a lot of people don't know that if you are getting a VA loan and you're a veteran, you can get a renovation loan, which is exciting. So there's no down payment with a VA loan. So there's no down payment with that, but the home must be your primary residence. So you are allowed up to, there is a limitation on the amount of renovations you can do. So it's only a maximum, they cap it out at $50,000 in renovations. All construction must be completed within 120 days of closing. The property must pass a VA appraisal at completion of the project. No structural work, contingency reserve, And allowable items are flooring, electrical, plumbing, windows, doors, siding, gutters, HVAC, water heater insulation. You can treat mold, lead-based paint. And that is all for this webinar. I hope you learned a lot about renovating a home with different loan options. There are a lot of options available. So for more information about getting a loan option, about how to find a home that actually makes sense, give me a call at 240-284-4114.